What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to another movie reaction. This time, my first time watching When Harry Met Sally from 1989. You guys let me know when the first time you watched this movie. This one is a special Valentine's episode. I looked up all the Valentine's movies that were really popular that I could have possibly missed, and this was one that was at the top of the list. That rhymed. I didn't even plan it out like that, but this one does star Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. Now, I'd mentioned before in a couple of past watches, I think I only seen Billy Crystal in a few movies, and I think in the 80s he really reigned supreme with City Slickers and a couple of other films like this. So you guys let me know, what is your favorite Billy Crystal, and for that matter, Meg Ryan film that I should be checking out? Also let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite rom-com? And before we get into it, guys, if you want to watch the full unedited cut, make sure to click on my Patreon link down in the description below, where you guys can join today for a 7-day free trial. All right, guys, let's get into my first time watching 1989's When Harry Met Sally. Rob Reiner, man. I've been watching a lot of his stuff lately. He's really good. Carrie Fisher. Oh, R.I.P. I always wish I could play the piano. I love watching artists that can play the piano, or just pianists in general.
I was sitting with my friend Arthur Kornblum, and this beautiful girl walked in, and I turned to Arthur, and I said, "Arthur, I'm going to marry her." And 2 weeks later, we were married. 50 years later, and we are still married.
Oh, that's sweet. Was that a real, I wonder if that was like a real couple interaction. That was sweet.
I love you.
I love you.
Not for all year.
He's so young. Wait, so they don't know each other yet?
Oh, hi, Sally. Sally, this is Harry Burns. Harry, this is Sally Albright.
Nice to meet you.
I love you.
Love you.
Sorry.
Hand slip, sorry. Always a single person hating, huh?
It's an 18-hour trip, which breaks down into 6 shifts of 3 hours each, or alternatively, we could break it down by mileage.
Grape?
No, I don't like to eat between meals.
I'll roll down the window.
That's why I'm going to New York.
So something happened to you?
Yes.
Like what?
Like I'm going to journalism school to become a reporter.
So you can write about things that happen to other people.
That's one way to look at it.
Suppose nothing happens to you. Suppose you lived there your whole life and nothing happens, you never meet anybody, you never become anything, and finally you die, one of those New York deaths that nobody notices for 2 weeks until the smell drifts into the hallway.
Yes, basically I'm a happy person.
So am I.
And I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
Of course not, you're too busy being happy. You ever think about death?
Yes.
Sure you do.
And you think this makes you a better person.
When the shit comes down, I'm gonna be prepared, and you're not, that's all I'm saying.
In the meantime, you're gonna ruin your whole life waiting for it.
I agree. That dialogue in between the spitting of the pit was funny.
Wouldn't you rather be with Humphrey Bogart than the other guy?
I don't want to spend the rest of my life in Casablanca, and so would any woman in her right mind. Women are very practical, even Ingrid Bergman, which is why she gets on the plane at the end of the movie.
Casablanca's a fantastic movie, by the way.
Obviously, you haven't had great sex yet.
Oh.
2, please.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
It just so happens that I have had plenty of good sex.
You guys like, do tell.
I'd like the chef salad, please, with the oil and vinegar on the side and the apple pie a la mode. But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side, and I'd like strawberry instead of vanilla if you have it. If not, then no ice cream, just whipped cream, but only if it's real. If it's out of a can, then nothing.
Not even the pie?
No, just the pie, but then not heated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So how come you broke up with Sheldon?
Well, if you must know, it was because he was very jealous and I had these days of the week underpants. They had the days of the week on them, and I thought they were sort of funny. And then one day Sheldon says to me, "You never wear Sunday. It's all suspicious. Where was Sunday? Where had I left Sunday? They don't make Sunday."
Why not?
Because of God.
I remember that. I just remember hearing about that. Never saw it in person, but.
You're a very attractive person.
Thank you. Amanda is my friend.
So?
So you're going with her.
So?
So you're coming on to me.
No, I wasn't. Can't a man say a woman is attractive without it being a come on? You realize, of course, that we could never be friends.
Why not?
Is that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
I always hear this argument. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below.
Well, I have a number of men friends, and there is no sex involved.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
You
do.
only think you do. Because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him, too.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter, because the sex thing is already out there, so the friendship is ultimately doomed, and that is the end of the story.
I don't know. I'm not going to give my thoughts on it because it's enough to fill a whole damn book. But I had a lot of friends that were girls that I did not want to have sex with. Honestly, truthfully, in my heart, they were just good people that I loved having around. So I'm just going to put that out there. Once again, you guys let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your theories on this.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, have a nice life.
You too.
Tomato. I like tomato.
It's so crazy that people used to do that. Actually, I hear people still do that today to hitch a ride with somebody, you know? It's not as safe though, I don't think.
Like this, but I can't remember.
Was that Meg? Oh, yeah.
Joe, I thought it was you. Harry Burns.
Harry, how you doing?
You still at the DA's office?
No, I switched to the other side. What about you? Oh, Harry, this is Sally Albright, Harry Burns. Harry and I, we lived in the same...
He barely recognized her.
Thank God he couldn't place me. I drove from college to New York with him 5 years ago, and it was the longest night of my life. He made a pass at me, and when I said no, he was going with a girlfriend of mine. Oh, God, I can't remember her name.
But you remember that whole story.
And this part I remember. He said that men and women could never really be friends. Do you think that's true?
No.
Do you have any women friends, just friends?
No. But I will get one if it's important to you.
No, same flight.
We drove from Chicago to New York together after graduation.
Would you two like to sit together?
Great, thank you.
He's like, I'll take that. Yeah, sure.
You're together, what, 3 weeks?
A month. How did you know that?
You take someone to the airport, it's clearly the beginning of a relationship. That's why I have never taken anyone to the airport at the beginning of a relationship. I'm getting married.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Who is she?
Helen Hilson, she's a lawyer, she's keeping her name. Yeah.
Damn. That's rude.
It's just so optimistic of you, Harry.
Well, you'd be amazed what falling madly in love can do for you. Yeah, plus, you just get to a certain point where you get tired of the whole thing. The whole life of a single guy thing. You meet someone, you have the safe lunch, you decide you like each other enough to move on to dinner. You go dancing, you do the white man's overbite. Go back.
The white man's overbite. I never noticed that. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. That caught me by surprise. I missed that whole last part about being held. Great writing. Great writing.
Would you like to have dinner? Just friends.
I thought you didn't believe men and women could be friends.
Unless both of them are involved with other people, then they can. This is an amendment to the earlier rule.
There's always an exception to the rule.
But I couldn't take my eyes off you. I remember I snuck over to her and I said, what did I say?
You said, what are you doing after?
Right.
Wow. This has to be fake. The way they were acting was kind of like actors, but another 5 years?
Really, Marie?
Well, how else do you think you do it?
I've got the perfect guy.
I just noticed that she pulled out the Rolodex or whatever they call those little index card things. What? Isn't that crazy that we used to carry those things around?
What are you saying? I should get married to someone right away in case he's about to die?
At least you could say you were married.
If you don't grab him, someone else will, and you'll have to spend the rest of your life knowing that someone else is married to your husband.
God, ladies. It seems like being married is very important to these women.
How are you?
Fine.
How's Joe?
I hear he's fine.
You're not with Joe anymore?
We just broke up. How's married life?
I am getting a divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry. We wanted to live together, but we didn't want to get married because every time anyone we knew got married, it ruined their relationship. They practically never had sex again. And Joe and I used to talk about it, and we'd say, you know, we're so lucky. We have this wonderful relationship. We can have sex on the kitchen floor and not worry about the kids walking in. We can fly off to Rome on a moment's notice. The thing is, Joe, we never do fly off to Rome on a moment's notice. We talked about it for a long time, and I said, this is what I want, and he said, well, I don't. And I said, well, I guess it's over, and he left.
Wow, that was very relatable. Once again, great dialogue, my God. You can tell, whoever wrote this, I don't know if Rob Reiner was part of the writing process, but it was like, they've been through relationships. They have interviewed or talked to people that have been through deep, committed relationships that have these questions of, I want kids, I don't want kids, or we haven't gone off and done this when we have so much time, and very relatable stuff.
Do you still sleep on the same side of the bed?
I did for a while, but now I'm pretty much using the whole bed.
God, that's great. I feel weird when just my leg wanders over.
You know what I miss? I miss the idea of him.
Maybe I only miss the idea of Helen. No, I miss the whole Helen.
Last scene.
You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance.
I don't see that.
You don't see that? Waiter, I'll begin with a house salad, but I don't want the regular dressing. I'll have the balsamic vinegar and oil, but on the side. And then the salmon with the mustard sauce, but I want the mustard sauce on the side. On the side is a very big thing for you.
Well, I just want it the way I want it.
I know, high maintenance.
I have decided that for the rest of the day, we are going to talk like this. Pepper, pepper, pepper.
Waiter,
There's too much pepper on my paprikash.
On my paprikash.
Pecan pie.
Of your pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
You enjoy being with her?
Yeah.
You find her attractive?
Yeah.
And you're not sleeping with her?
No.
You're afraid to let yourself be happy.
It's a whole different perspective. I get the woman's point of view on things. She tells me about the men that she goes out with, and I can talk to her about the women that I see.
You tell her about other women?
Yeah.
So what do you do with these women? You just get up out of bed and leave?
Sure.
What do you say?
Just have an early meeting, early haircut, early squash game.
That's disgusting.
I know, I feel terrible.
I feel terrible.
Why are you getting so upset? This is not about you.
Yes, it is. You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
Hey, I don't feel great about this, but I don't hear anyone complaining. I think they have an okay time.
Because they...
Yes, because they...
How do you know that they're really...
What are you saying? That they fake orgasm?
It's possible.
Get out of here.
Why? Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Well, they haven't faked it with me.
How do you know? I forgot. You're a man. It's just that all men are sure it never happened to them, and most women at one time or another have done it, so you do the math.
You don't think that I can tell a difference?
No.
Get out of here.
Oh. Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh. 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 Oh.
You get a little loud over here.
Oh, God.
This guy in the back is like,
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, 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 God. Oh.
all that to prove a point.
I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, I think you will, lady. Oh, man. Okay, Sally.
Fire to face on a friend.
I mean, they spent a lot of time together, a lot of holidays together. I'm surprised he has not made a movie yet. He really likes her. I think it's fair to say it's like not even an opinion at this point that nobody wants to be alone. You know, you got to find that right one.
Want to get some air?
Yeah.
They kiss on the lips. I mean, that means something.
Harry is one of my best friends, and you are one of my best friends. And if by some chance you two hit it off, then we could all still be friends instead of drifting apart the way you do when you get involved with someone.
She's gonna hook him up with Harry?
If she's so great, why aren't you taking her out?
We're just friends.
So you're saying she's not that attractive?
No, I told you she is attractive.
Yeah, but you also said she had a good personality.
She has a good personality.
When someone's not that attractive, they're always described as having a good personality.
Look, if you would ask me, what does she look like? And I said she has a good personality, that means she's not attractive. But just because I happen to mention that she has a good personality, she could be either.
So which one is she?
Attractive.
But not beautiful, right?
Let's just say I'm really just not a big fan of Jimmy Preston.
Well, he's the reason I became a writer, but that's not important.
Oh, they're having a fun time.
Harry, you and Marie are both from New Jersey.
Really?
Where are you from?
South Orange.
Haddonfield.
Oh.
That's it. That's the end of the conversation there.
I think restaurants have become too important.
Oh, I agree. Restaurants are to people in the 80s what theater was to people in the 60s. I read that in a magazine.
I wrote that.
Oh, God, here we go.
Get out of here.
No, I did. I wrote that.
That's amazing. Don't you think that's amazing? And you wrote it?
I also wrote Pastor's the Quiche for the 80s.
Get over yourself.
I did.
I mean, I really you have to admire people who can be that articulate.
Nobody has ever quoted me back to me before.
They just know at this point, I think we're destined to be together, you know?
You want to go out with Jess?
If it would be all right with you.
Sure, sure.
If you don't think you're going to call Marie, do you mind if I call her?
I mean, you can call Marie, it's fine, but just like wait a week or so, you know?
I think I'll get a cab.
I'll go with you.
Great. Taxi!
Yeah. So, what about that week?
Sally, this is the greatest. Sally, please report to me.
Karaoke machine?
Nosy folks will peek through the shutters and their eyes will pop.
The wheels are yellow, the upholstery's brown, the dashboard's genuine leather.
Oh, who'd you see? Oh, don't tell me it's X.
I know, it's terrible. Joe ate him.
It's Helen.
Helen?
Bound to happen.
Coming right towards me.
Big city, small world, huh?
How are you, Harry?
Fine, I'm fine.
This is Iris Stone. Harry Burns.
Harry.
I'm sorry, this is Sally Albright, Helen Hilson, and Ivor.
See you.
Yeah, bye.
Sure you're okay?
Oh, I'm fine. Look, it had to happen at some point. In a city of 8 million people, you're bound to run into your ex-wife. So, boom, it happened. And now I'm fine.
Oh, man.
Everybody thinks they have good taste and a sense of humor, but they couldn't possibly all have good taste.
You know, it's funny. We started out like this, Helen and I. Then you know what happens? 6 years later, you find yourself singing Surrey with a fringe on top in front of Ira!
Do we have to talk about this right now?
I want our friends to benefit from the wisdom of my experience. But you gotta know that sooner or later, you're gonna be screaming at each other about who's gonna get this dish. This $8 dish will cost you $1,000 in phone calls to the legal firm of That's Mine, This Is Yours.
Harry.
Please, put your name in your books right now before they get mixed up and you don't know whose is whose. Because someday, believe it or not, you'll go 15 rounds over who's gonna get this coffee table. This stupid, wagon wheel, Roy Rogers garage sale coffee table.
I thought you liked it.
I was being nice!
Oh, my God. I didn't think this was going to be as funny as I thought, I guess. I thought it was going to be more romantic. I mean, and it is. It's a fantastic balance, but...
Then I will never want that wagon wheel coffee table.
You never get upset about Joe. I never see that back up on you. How is that possible? Well, have you slept with one person since you broke up with Joe?
That will prove I'm over Joe because I f***ed somebody.
Harry, you're gonna have to move back to New Jersey because you slept with everybody in New York, and I don't see that turning Helen into a faint memory for you.
Wow.
Besides, I will make love to somebody when it is making love, not the way you do it like you're out for revenge or something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, who wants coffee?
Another one.
When I love you. Do you have any tea?
Oh, and he's dating someone too.
Hello?
Could you come over? He's getting married.
Who?
Joe.
Oh, Joe is. Oh, did I say this new guy? What the?
Hi.
You all right?
Come on in.
Yeah, looks like she's fantastic.
And I'm gonna be 40.
When?
Someday.
In 8 years.
But it's there.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
Women, I understand your pain when you have a ticking time bomb clock inside you. No, don't do it. Don't do it. No.
Just hold me a little longer.
No, don't do it. Aren't you still with that girl? Don't do it. She's vulnerable. I already know it's coming, but don't get together like this. I mean, it was bound to happen. They are perfect for each other, I understand, but they're both seeing people, right? I think. There's so many time jumps in this movie, so. What did I do?
Are you comfortable?
Sure.
He did leave. Or is leaving.
I gotta go. Gotta go home, I gotta change my clothes, and then I have to go to work, and so do you. But after work, I'd like to take you out to dinner if you're free. Are you free?
Yes.
Fine, I'll call you later.
She's like, oh no. Am I going to be a Billy Crystal statistic?
Hello. I'm sorry to call so early.
What did you do?
No one I know would call it this hour.
It's so awful. We did it.
They did it. That's great, Sally.
We've been praying for
We
it.
should have done it in the first place.
How was it?
The during part.
How was it?
Good.
But then I felt suffocated.
Then I guess it wasn't.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that was a fantastic scene right there.
Tell me I'll never have to be out there again.
If that ain't reason enough to stick together, then shit, I don't know what is.
It was a mistake.
I am so relieved that you think so, too.
I'm so relieved.
Great.
Yeah.
It is so nice when you can sit with someone and not have to talk. Hmm? Are you seeing anybody?
Harry,
What?
I don't want to talk about this.
Why not? Why can't we get past this? I mean, are we gonna carry this thing around forever?
Forever. It just happened.
It happened 3 weeks ago. You know how a year to a person is like 7 years to a dog?
Is one of us supposed to be a dog in this scenario?
Yes,
Who is the dog?
you are.
I am. I am the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that, Harry. If anybody is the dog, you are the dog. You want to act like what happened didn't mean anything.
We both agreed it was a mistake.
The worst mistake I ever made.
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you.
Fine. I did not go over there that night to make love to you. But you looked up at me with these big weepy eyes. Don't go home tonight, Harry. Hold me a little longer, Harry. What was I supposed to do?
What are you saying? You took pity on me?
No, I was...
You.
Whoa!
I'd like to propose a toast to Harry and Sally. To Harry and Sally. If Marie or I had found either of them remotely attractive, we would not be here today.
He's still the big red mark on his side. Look at that.
A merry little Christmas.
Another Christmas. But this time she's alone.
From now on, our will be ours.
What are you doing for New Year's? Are you going to the Tyler's party? Because I don't have a date.
I can't do this anymore. I am not your consolation prize. Goodbye.
Damn. Those words, I can't do this anymore. Strikes like a knife, huh?
What I'm saying is that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way. He always wants to have sex with her.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter, because the sex thing is already out there, so the friendship is ultimately doomed, and that is the end of the story.
It had to be. I wandered around and I finally gave me a thrill with all your thoughts.
I've been doing a lot of thinking, and the thing is, I love you. Doesn't what I said mean anything to you?
I'm sorry, Harry. I know it's New Year's Eve. I know you're feeling lonely, but you just can't show up here, tell me you love me, and expect that to make everything all right.
I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night. And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. Because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that and you make it impossible for me to hate you.
The first time we met, we hated each other.
No, you didn't hate me. I hated you. The second time we met, you didn't even remember me.
I did too. I remembered you.
And then we fell in love. 3 months later, we got married.
It only took 3 months.
12 years and 3 months.
We had a really wonderful wedding. It was
Beautiful
great. We had
wedding.
this enormous coconut cake.
Very rich chocolate sauce on the side.
Right. Because not everybody likes it on the cake because it makes it very soggy.
So it's important to keep it on the side.
Right.
It had to be you.
Keep it on the side. That's gonna get stuck in my head when we go out to a restaurant. Put everything on the side. Oh, man. And that was 1989's When Harry Met Sally. All right, Flix Talkers. Wow. I'm so glad I could watch this, especially for Valentine's Day 2024. This was a fantastic rom-com. This was so relatable in a lot of the dialogue. Once again, I mean, Rob Reiner, man. You are the master at movies like this, especially when it comes to character development, character realism, just in the way we talk in our day-to-day speak with friends, with, colleagues, with just relationships and whatnot. I believed everything everybody was saying, either side characters, Carrie Fisher, friend groups and stuff like that. It was magnificent. I really did have an enjoyable time with this movie, and once again, relatable material, situations that I've either been in or I know of friends that have been in. So let's just get into it. Harry, played by Billy Crystal. I thought he did a fantastic job of just being a quirky, snarky at times, obviously, not thinking that his shit don't stink, but he definitely was a lot different than Sally, played by Meg Ryan. And sometimes, they always say the opposites attract. Those contrasts, can be definitely just out there, right? I mean, people don't have to be on the similar wavelength or pattern or whatever to make a perfect match. And we get to see that with the time progression of, I think they said, 12 years, something like that in the end, finally. But we get all these months and year jumps where they're either meeting each other, just once again running into each other through the city of, once again, I love how Billy Crystal goes, what are the odds? 8 million people, I run into my ex-wife. I love little things like that because I'm thinking things like that. So I love how we went about this movie, of them just running into each other, getting very, very close as friends, finding out that it doesn't work like that because they caught feelings once again when they were in that vulnerable state. They made love, and then things got weird. Still happens. It's going to happen. Things do get weird. Emotions do set in. Some people feel more emotional than others, in the relationship or in the soon-to-be relationship, and things get muddy. Sometimes sex really does do that, to a relationship, a friend relationship, right? But ultimately, they ended up together, and I really liked the way things played out. I had a very, very good time with this. I love the setting of New York. I love the, once again, time progression with the holidays, and seeing all that stuff really makes you feel, and with the narration of things and just the quirkiness of Meg Ryan's character, of her being just very, I don't know if it's OCD, but it's very particular and, meticulous. And obviously all the waiters were like, lady, are you serious? you got to know who these people really were. And I felt like I was there just a fly on the wall with their conversations at the restaurant and whatnot. And a lot of very memorable scenes. Her faking the orgasm was probably one of the most iconic, I'm sure. And Billy Crystal, just his one-liner zingers. I really had a good time. And once again, it makes me want to dive deeper into either Billy Crystal or Meg Ryan's catalog. It was great to see the Carrie Fisher cameo in this movie, you know, Gone Too Soon. So that being said, guys, I think I'm going to give 1989's When Harry Met Sally a solid 5 out of 5. I would love to watch this actually like once a year and watch it with my fiance and just kind of, it's one of those movies where if you are with somebody and you're watching, you can kind of look over at each other like, we've been through that. We've been through that. You know what I mean? So I like movies like that. I had a really good time, guys. Once again, you let me know your favorite part of When Harry Met Sally. Or if you don't like this movie, let me know why, please, in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys did appreciate mine, please hit that big thumbs up to support the channel. Consider subscribing today for more movie reactions, trailer reactions, and so much more here on the channel. Also, if you guys are watching this reaction on YouTube and want to watch the full uncensored cut, make sure to click on my Patreon link down in the description below where you guys can join today for a 7-day free trial. All right, Flix Talkers, happy Valentine's Day once again to everybody out there, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.